Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Bruce Frisco. It is Friday, the 6th of February. This CTV News. Tonight, a fourth youth is arrested for sexual offenses following a hockey hazing. Fear in a neighborhood after a home is inexplicably shot up. And Battle of the Badges. First responders face off for bragging rights.
Live from our Maritime's News Center, this is CTV News. Here is Bruce Frisco.
Good evening. A fourth young person has now been arrested for sexual offenses in connection with that hockey hazing incident in the Truro area that we told you about last night. Police also believe there may be more victims. Here's CTV's Jonathan McGuinness.
Bible Hill RCMP made the arrest yesterday. The youth was interviewed by police and it was determined charges were warranted.
This individual is facing charges of assault with choking and sexual assault.
This brings the total number of youth arrested in relation to an alleged hazing incident involving a Truro area hockey team to 4. The other 3 are facing similar sexual assault charges. On January 30th, a youth reported being assaulted during a private team gathering in October 2025. An investigation was started. Other locations and victims were identified.
I think there's something deeply systemic that we can't keep turning away from and saying it's a few bad apples or it's a few guys who, have led astray. I think there's something deeply systemic in the hockey world. So not surprised that these things keep coming through.
Hockey Nova Scotia's Code of Conduct, introduced in 2024, sets out guidelines for everyone associated with the sport in the province. In part, it reads that all participants must refrain from any behavior that constitutes sexual harassment, where sexual harassment is defined as unwelcome sexual comments and sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, or conduct of a sexual nature.
We don't allow any of that type of behavior at our association. Most associations don't. In my experience, most of the instances of hazing actually don't happen at the rink. They actually happen away from team-sanctioned events, we'll call them.
We have additional interviews to do related to witnesses. With that, we expect to learn new information. As a result, we may identify additional victims and additional offenders.
All youth arrested have been released. The Truro area team has been suspended while the matter is under investigation. The team has not been named. Jonathan McGuinness, CTV News, Halifax.
26-year-old man is facing charges after that incident that prompted an emergency alert in a large swath of Nova Scotia last night. You'll recall the alert was issued in Digby, Annapolis, and Yarmouth counties. Police say Chandler James Gidney is facing half a dozen charges, including pointing a firearm, uttering death threats, assault with a weapon, and choking. He was scheduled to appear in court today. A woman living in downtown Moncton says she is terrified and confused why someone would target her home in a shooting incident last week. CTV's Derek Haggett has her story tonight.
When Joanne Oakes woke up last Saturday morning, she quickly discovered something wasn't right. Oakes, who doesn't want to appear on camera, had shots fired at her downtown home.
Well, I woke up in the morning and I came out to my living room and there was like drywall all over the floor. And that's when I started looking at the walls and noticed there was 2 big holes. And then I noticed there was a bullet on my desk.
Police are investigating the Dufferin Street shooting, which occurred sometime during the early morning hours of January 31st.
It's terrified. Like, I don't even feel comfortable sitting in my living room anymore watching TV. I find I'm going in my bedroom. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not even getting to enjoy my full house anymore.
Oakes admits it's not the greatest of neighborhoods, but says nothing like this has happened since she moved in 9 years ago. A member of the Kodiak Regional RCMP told me today there's no belief the homeowner was targeted by any means, and the shooting incident was most likely a random act. Shots were also fired at a Dieppe home just 3 days before the Dufferin Street shooting. No one was injured in that incident. Oakes would like to see more security cameras throughout the downtown core, like there are in larger cities. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Moncton.
Police in Fredericton have hired a former RCMP investigator to help them avoid an unnamed problem that resulted in the accused in 2 murder cases to walk free.
And if it's not corrected, this could very well happen again.
Charges in the homicides of Corey Markey and Brandon Donnellan were dropped last year because of an error by the force. No specifics have ever been released, only that it was an insurmountable evidentiary issue. The force is vowing better training and management, with progress being reported online.
The public will be able to click on the link through our website in real time, see the progress report and update. So we hope that lends to the transparency.
If people have skepticism and hold the police force to account, because if this happens again, then we have to start talking about, well, should people be resigning from the police force? And that's why we need more oversight from City Council.
The chief has vowed to provide another update in April.
Get the Maritime's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
Nova Scotia Power says there is finally an end in sight to months of billing headaches. The utility expects all of its smart meters to be reconnected and transmitting usage data by the end of March. This comes nearly a year after that cybersecurity breach disrupted the entire billing system. Utility says as of January, 86% of customers were getting bills based on actual usage. In some cases, customers had complained about wildly inaccurate estimates. Now, the company says customers are seeing balances that reflect power that was used months ago.
We know that we've been estimating bills a lot over the last 10 months, and we do know that that's caused frustration for our customers. We acknowledge that. Our customer care team is here to help. If any customer has a question about their unique situation, we encourage them to reach out and call us.
NSP says part of the delay has been getting onto properties, including apartment buildings, and figuring out new meter reading routes. Over the past several months, the utility has been telling customers they did not have to pay estimated bills if they weren't comfortable with the number. For now, late fees and interest charges are still on hold. New transitional housing is coming to St. John. It was approved at a special council meeting last night. As CTV's Nick Moore tells us now, the hope is residents will be moving in by early spring.
There are 2 transitional housing sites on the ground in St. John, including 27 units on Thorne Avenue. City Council has approved the addition of 14 transitional micro-suites nearby, which will be different than the single units.
Now with this new project, we're adding these units. All will have individual bathrooms and kitchens, and so now it's about moving to meal planning, meal prep.
Marcel Lebrun is president of 12 Neighbors Inc. and says the micro-suites are meant to be a bridge for residents to become more independent.
So this is a step up, and then you move up to permanent housing where you're now paying rent, you're now maintaining control of your own home.
The new micro-suites will also have staff who are on site 24/7.
The intention is not for these to be permanent units ongoing for years to come, recognizing that the homelessness, we are in that crisis right now. We want to be able to provide spaces for people to live comfortably and safely.
Mayor Donna Reardon says the transitional units on Thorne Avenue and Egbert Street have already helped residents find employment, housing, as well as reconnect with family.
It took the out-of-the-box thinking of our own staff to say, we need to do something here, and we need to create it ourselves because there is not a playbook for this.
Responsibility for the Thorne Avenue and Egbert Street locations will switch from the city to the provincial government on April 1st, by the time the new micro-suites are expected to be open. Nick Moore, CTV News, St. John.
Thank you, Nick. Still to come tonight, Kalen's full forecast, and we'll take a look at what Maritimers plan to eat during the big game coming up on Sunday. Coming up next, though, paying more to park.
We're looking at all our opportunities to reduce costs and also bring in extra revenue, and so parking was put on the list.
It could happen as Halifax City Hall looks to pare down a sizable tax hike. Details are next. Come on back.
Mornings with with Aaron and Peter.
That wraps up an amazing week at Beaches, Turks and Caicos. When you win your way here, you can run into this guy.
And another trip to give away Monday morning.
Anybody who drives in downtown Halifax will tell you that finding a parking space is a real headache and sometimes impossible. And if you do find a spot, you might soon find yourself paying more. CTV's Emma Convey explains.
On-street parking in the Halifax area ranges from $2 to $3.75 an hour, depending on the zone. Those prices could soon increase based on the city's final budget decisions.
We're looking at all our opportunities to reduce costs and also bring in extra revenue, and so parking was put on the list.
On Wednesday, the Budget Committee approved 3 parking items to add to their budget adjustment list for further consideration. 25% increase in paid parking rates, increased monthly commuter permit fees, and paid parking on Saturdays.
All across the country, you'll pay for parking on a Saturday, so I think this would put us in line with other cities. The mayor had a motion to kind of soften the blow a little bit, where the first hour would be free.
The fear is it could deter customers.
Saturday is, as shown through our stats, is the one time that people will come down to the downtown area because they want to shop and they know that the parking is free.
A downtown Halifax pub manager says they're already facing a lot of shortfalls.
We already pay the highest property tax rates in the city for businesses, and you have to pay for parking on top of that. It seems a bit silly when, you know, we have acres of pavement out in Bears Lake, Dartmouth Crossing, Cole Harbour, and, you know, these businesses are paying lower rates.
In a statement to CTV News, Mayor Fillmore says residents are facing a 10.9% tax bill increase. Unless council is able to bring that down, they have to look to other revenues. Mayor Fillmore adds that 3 out of every 4 people are telling him to bring that increase down however necessary. No decision is final until March 31st. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Emma. Time for a quick little break here, but when we return, it's your complete maritime weather forecast. Another weekend upon us. Kaylin will tell us what to expect when we come back. Great big congratulations. You made it to Friday night, 6th day of February. It was cold around here today, wasn't it?
Always look forward to a Friday night. Yeah, you're right. It was a little bit colder today around the Maritime region. We had some colder air that moved in last night, stuck around for today. It's probably like seasonably cold out there for tonight, but it won't be quite as cold as last night. The reason for that is we have a little bit of cloud cover that's increasing for the Maritimes. We're surrounded by a number of low pressure systems right now, but none of those are coming directly through the region. So we are left with some cloudiness as we move through tonight and towards the start of the day for tomorrow. We have a chance of some flurries around Prince Edward Island and the eastern coastline of New Brunswick, especially around Moncton, the southeast, and northern eastern areas of Nova Scotia, the North Shore, and Cape Breton. And those same areas have the highest chance of seeing a few more flurries throughout the day on Saturday. Other parts of the Maritimes expecting mostly cloudy conditions, so there may be some peaks of sunshine every once in a while. The cloud cover breaking a little bit. You might see a little bit of blue sky, but that'll be about it. The cloud cover is expected to clear a little bit more as we make our way through Saturday night into Sunday, and Sunday's weather for the Maritimes a bit more of a mix of sun and cloud, though there will still be a chance of flurries for those eastern areas, including Prince Edward Island and the north and east of Nova Scotia. Winds in the forecast for tonight and for tomorrow remain out of the northeast. They will be sustained between 10 and 20 kilometers per hour. We'll get some occasional gusts between 20 and 40. So breezy conditions by our standards here in the Maritimes. Low temperatures for tonight for many communities in New Brunswick will fall into the range around -11 to -18. Coldest up in the northwest of the province. Down around southern areas of New Brunswick along the Bay of Fundy coastline, some lows between -8 and -11 for tonight. -7 for Charlottetown and Summerside, Prince Edward Island. Most of the low temperatures for Nova Scotia between -4 and -10. Highs in the forecast for tomorrow across northern areas of New Brunswick between -5 and -8. Very cloudy day, as it will be through central and southern parts of the province, though with some flurries around Moncton in the southeast. A lot of high temperatures, -3 to -5. For Prince Edward Island for tomorrow, most of the high temperatures will be around -3. A cloudy day, along with scattered flurries. You can think of that as around a 40% chance of a flurry for any given community. In Cape Breton for tomorrow, it's about a 30% chance of some flurries with highs between -1 and -3. High temperatures on the north shore of Nova Scotia near -2 for Tatamagouche and -3 for New Glasgow, as well as Antigonish. On the eastern shore, -1 for Ecum and Sheet Harbour, with a high temperature near -2. -2 for Truro for tomorrow, and for Amherst, city centers Halifax and Dartmouth, -1. Pretty cloudy day expected. Light breeze out of the northeast. -1 at Chester and Lunenburg, extending down the south shore to Liverpool and Shelburne. -3 at Barrington and Yarmouth for tomorrow, and for most communities in the Annapolis Valley. Now, taking a look at the extended forecast for New Brunswick, should be a little bit more sunshine on Sunday. Temperatures, though, still chilly. A little bit colder to start next week with a mix of sun and cloud on Monday. Sunshine follows for Tuesday in the forecast, and the possibility of a bit more of a widespread or more widespread snowfall for the province on Wednesday. That's followed by a chance of flurries on Thursday, and on Friday it'll be a mix of sun and cloud. The extended forecast for Nova Scotia to close out the weekend on Sunday. It's a mix of sun and cloud. I've got isolated flurries there, but the highest chance of flurries will be around the east of the province. Same thing goes on Monday. It's a mix of sun and cloud for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, and then a mixture of snow and rain possible on Thursday as temperatures moderate. That's followed by a chance of flurries on Friday. And here we are for Prince Edward Island. Coming up on Sunday, it's cloudy. Flurries in the forecast. Similar conditions expected on Monday. And then a chance of flurries on Tuesday and Wednesday before the possibility of some snow on Thursday of next week. And then that's followed by a mix of sun and cloud on Friday. Bruce.
I hear there might be some people watching some kind of game on Sunday anyway.
Yeah, I heard that there's some kind of event happening.
Yeah, who knows? We'll read about it on Monday, probably. Okay, thank you, sir. Wake up weather still to come. We'll step aside. Come on back.
The 2026 Bell AUS Basketball Championships are coming up.
We'll see you on the court February 20th to 22nd here at Scotiabank Centre.
Join us for an action-packed weekend filled with games and fun.
For details, visit aushoops.ca.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
So we were joking about this with Kaylin a moment ago. If you haven't heard, the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots will square off this coming Sunday for the Super Bowl. And while the game is always the main attraction, food is a valuable player as well. As CTV's Vanessa Wright tells us tonight, whether you're making it, ordering it, or just eating it, game day grub is a big part of the Super Bowl party.
I'm having a party at my house I play at a volleyball team, so we're all going to go over and cheer on the Patriots.
Whether you're looking forward to the game or the halftime show, perhaps everyone's most asked question is what will be on the menu.
Chicken wings.
A lot of chicken wings, a lot of nachos. I think we're gonna do some of the cupcakes and stuff like that and decorate them with little Patriot stuff, so it'll be a lot of fun.
In previous years, Canadians consumed as many as 82 million wings on game day alone. No doubt a popular choice this year and perhaps a cheaper one.
We're not expecting as many to go for beef, for sure, because beef is very expensive, but we are expecting pork, sausages, for example, and bacon, of course, and chicken to be extremely popular.
Though many people will opt out of cooking it this year, instead they'll have it come to them.
Because of the winter we're having in Canada, not just the Atlantic, but in Canada, a lot of people will likely order in. So we are expecting a lot of drivers around delivering food at people's homes.
So local sports bars and pubs are making sure they're ready for that takeout traffic, as well as anyone who plans on watching the game at their restaurant.
Anytime you can get a group of people in here cheering, it's a lot of fun. We're ready. We're ready. We got nachos, potato skins, chicken wings, whatever you need, fried pepperoni especially.
Vanessa Wright, CTV News.
Thank you, Vanessa. And as you saw there, that's game time for Super Bowl Sunday. All right, time for one final break. Coming up, New Brunswick's first responders hit the ice for Battle of the Badges. First, though, it is your wake-up weather. Currently -8 in beautiful St. John. Stay with us. Back with Kaylin right after this. It is officially Saturday morning, and the best way to kick off the weekend is the wake-up weather.
Yeah, so not quite as sunny for Saturday morning as it was Friday morning for much of the Maritimes, but the temperatures won't be as cold either. You're still starting off the day several degrees below zero for most of the region and down in the -teens for communities in New Brunswick. The cloud cover kind of hangs around throughout the day on Saturday. There will be a chance some flurries in eastern parts of the Maritimes, including around the eastern coastline of New Brunswick, Moncton in the southeast, Prince Edward Island, the north shore of Nova Scotia, Cape Breton. The afternoon high temperatures -1 to -5. Bruce.
Thank you, Kaylin. Have a good weekend. Well, the opening ceremonies of the 2026 Winter Olympics in Italy took place earlier today. But in St. John, there's another sporting event that's really catching the fans' eyes. As CTV's Avery McRae shows us tonight, New Brunswick first responders have hit the ice for the Battle of the Badges.
8 teams, 4 representing New Brunswick police forces and 4 vying for firefighter glory. But come Sunday, only one will take home the first ever Battle of the Badges trophy.
It's been a lot of chatter around the department. It's a good time. We have informal rivalries with other departments from over the other tournaments we get into, so it's great to be here.
Both St. John Police and Fire, Fredericton Fire and Police, fire crews from Oromocto and Kennebecasis Valley, as well as the Kodiak Police and New Brunswick Sheriffs will all take to the TD Station ice over the weekend in the round-robin tournament.
Most of the guys are probably 20s and 30s. Probably half of them have a resume of at least junior A hockey, senior, CHL. Yeah, there's some really good talent out here.
Childs also notes the tournament allows the public to see first responders in a different light. On call, crews work in unison when responding to an emergency. But on the ice, those friendships are non-existent.
Any one team you really want to beat?
KV. We're just looking forward to beating the fire teams, you know, fire versus police, all of them.
There's a buzz in the stands, too. Devin Stewart traveled from Oromocto to cheer on his hometown firefighters.
I'm excited, pumped, really pumped for this. We're going to win all the way.
And as for who the organizers would like to see win,
it's going to be the... and I hope they get it.
The tournament is sponsored by the St. John Sea Dogs, who have a pair of home games this weekend. And a ticket to watch the Q team tonight or tomorrow gets you inside the rink all weekend long. Avery McRae, CTV News, St. John.
Thank you, Avery. That is your late news for tonight, and that's it for this week, as a matter of fact. Just a reminder, if you joined us late or you'd like another look at anything you've seen, ctvnewsatlantic.ca. It's always your home for news, and it updates right around the clock and all weekend long. I'm Bruce Frisco. We're going to leave you tonight with the names of all of us here at Bell Media. Thank you for staying up late with us tonight. Have a good night and a great weekend. We hope to see you again on Monday.